Welcome to Dramatic Pause, a Rose Theater podcast. On today's episode, we'll be talking with a few Senior Brigade students about what it's like to be on the brigade at the Rose. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Dramatic Pause, a Rose Theater podcast. Today, we are going to be talking with two of our Rose kids who are actually in our brigades, Caitlin and Carson, and we are so excited that they took some time to talk to us. So do you guys want to just introduce yourselves? If Carson, you want to start, and then Caitlin follow?
Hey, I'm Carson Bishop, and I'm a member of the Rose Brigade.
Hello, I am Caitlin Mush, and I am also a member of the Rose Brigade.
That is awesome. And you guys have been part of the Rose Brigade for how long?
I think I've been a part for about 6 or 7 years.
This is only my second year in Brigade, actually.
That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit of different perspectives here, which is super great. And are you guys both in Senior Brigade right now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, great. And so Carson or Caitlin, did either of you guys do mini or Junior Brigade, or were you a little older when you started?
I started out in Junior Brigade, and I think I did that for all the years that you can be in that. And I absolutely loved it. It was a great experience.
I've only ever been doing Senior Brigade.
Awesome. No, that's great. Okay, perfect. And so do you guys want to just talk a little bit just about what made you decide to try out for Brigade, and then kind of what has been your favorite part of being in Brigade?
I know that I started out because I had tried all of these other things. I had tried sports, I had tried other activities, and I couldn't really find what I loved and where I fit. And then we kind of thought we tried acting classes on a whim, and I'm like, I really love this. And so I tried out for Brigade and I made it. And that was my first year. And it was really incredible because I finally got to do what I really loved and got to express myself in a way that I couldn't with other activities.
That is so cool. I love that. And then what about you, Caitlin, since it was so recent?
Well, it was actually recommended to me by my vocal coach at the time, Trudy Yeats, when I started doing individual voice lessons with her, because she found out that I love acting, because I've been doing acting things since I was roughly 7 years old.
That's awesome. How cool. Yes, Trudy is amazing. If you've been listening to the podcast, anyone out there who's been listening, Trudy Yates was one of the people who collaborated on Penguin Problems, but she's also on our staff, and you can take voice lessons with her through the Rose, as well as a few other classes. So that's super cool, Caitlin. I love that. And so then what has been, Carson, I think you kind of said maybe just a little bit about being able to really express yourself, but what is your favorite part about being in Brigade for both of you?
I love the people because it's all like my people and they all like what I like, and we get to share our experiences and really bond through doing what we love.
I'm going to have to go with the same answer as Carson. I also love Brigade because of the people. I have a really fun time every rehearsal, and I oftentimes afterward I feel really refreshed and happy.
That's awesome. Oh, that's great. And so how often have you guys been able to meet this year, kind of with all of this going on?
It's been a little different. I don't know. I was quarantined twice, so that was kind of rough, but I know that we did Zooms and stuff. So we're really trying to find ways to get in and really do our thing.
I know that when I was quarantined, not as many times as Carson, it was difficult to be able to attend rehearsals because I was stuck at home and Zoom meetings were in and out at best, but it was still, and I was still able to do my best to attend as many rehearsals as I could.
Sure, that's awesome. And then you guys actually had the chance to perform and be recorded for the show It's a Wonderful Life. You guys, anyone who saw the digital version of It's a Wonderful Life, there was the Brigade performed during that digital performance of It's a Wonderful Life. And so was it kind of nice to be back on stage?
Yeah, it was really nice because we finally got to really show our stuff, and it's always exciting to perform, and it's a different cool experience to be recorded, and you know that all of those people get to see it, and that's really a cool opportunity.
Yeah, I also enjoyed it. The masks were a bit they took some adjusting, but I managed, and I thought it was really fun that I was able to go back and watch myself perform when they sent us the link for the finished pre-show.
Yeah, yes, it was a super fun pre-show too. I loved that we were able to find that way to be able to do that for you guys. But also, we did have a couple people too who were like, I have family from out of town. So we were so excited to be able to show off for them when we normally don't get to. So that's super cool. So, you guys, Caitlin, you're fairly new. Carson, you're a little more of a vet. But what is it like if someone is new and thinking, well, I've been thinking about trying Brigade. I'm just not sure, what should they be expecting when they go to an audition? What kind of things happen? What should they be ready for?
Well, I would say if you're having hesitation, definitely try out, because the worst they can say is try again next year. But it's such an amazing opportunity, even if you just get to audition, because you're learning about the audition process. You're meeting all of these new people at auditions. You're meeting the people that you're going to work with, and just really kind of absorb that experience.
I will say that you do have to prepare for the audition. You have to prepare 16 measures, if I remember correctly, of a solo or just a piece of music that you plan on performing. And you are responsible for bringing your own sheet music for the pianist to perform, at least when it was
Yes.
live. So this isn't a thing that you can just decide to do in 2 weeks, because you have to be like memorized in what you are singing and performing for the judges.
Sure, that's awesome. Okay, so you definitely need to have a singing piece, and you definitely need to, think ahead about what that's going to be. And then I assume there's also a dance portion of an audition. Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
There was last year, but I don't think there was for my first audition.
Sure, gotcha. And so is it a really long dance piece, or, what would you guys say what to expect kind of when it comes to that part?
I think that it's really good for kind of all experiences of dancers, because if you're a really experienced dancer, you'll be able to pick it up no problem. And even if you're not the best dancer, like me, I'm not the best dancer, it's still it's usually pretty easy to learn and easy to pick up. And it's similar to what we actually do in the show. So if you really like doing that, then you're kind of set.
Yeah, I will say that it's not a lot of choreography to memorize, so it's definitely doable to get that choreography down. And like Carson said, it is very similar to the show. And this year, actually, part of our dance was our audition choreography.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. Yeah, just to kind of give some listeners out there a little overview of what that might be like. And then I know one big part of Brigade is going to JTF, the Junior Theater Festival. Have either of you guys gone? And then what was your favorite part of that experience?
I've gone every year and I absolutely love it. I look forward to it all year. It's one of the greatest experiences ever, because it's kind of like a mob where everyone loves what you love. It's like Brigade, but it's on a huge scale, and you get to talk to people from around the world, and you get to experience all of these new shows, and you get to see people perform and be adjudicated. And it's really just this whole incredible kind of whirlwind, and it's really incredible to be in that space where it's just everything that you love and everything you care about is just everyone loves that too.
I will say I've only been to one JTF ever, because this year's Brigade has yet to go to JTF, but we will be going in Houston in June. And but I will say that it definitely was very fun, but it's also a huge time commitment. So don't plan it like it's going to be a vacation if you're going to go to JTF. You're not going to have time unless you show up to the place early or stay late. because during JTF, you are booked for basically the whole day.
Sure, absolutely. Yes, because JTF happens in super cool places. So, and like you had just said, Caitlin, you guys are going to Houston. And I think the Junior Brigade is going somewhere else. I want to say somewhere in California. But yeah, so that's really good advice that if you're kind of planning on seeing more than what's happening at JTF, that you should plan around that. That's super cool to think about. But yeah, JTF, really big part of Brigade. But I also know that as Brigade kids, you guys take some Rose classes too, outside of just what you guys do for Brigade. And so kind of what is your favorite thing about taking classes and being a Rose kid here with us?
I love being a Rose kid because it's kind of my group. So you do Brigade, but then you go and take classes and it's kind of the same people from your brigade. So you're in with those people, you've really established friends and all of that. So you get to kind of try all of these new things and experience cool, different experiences with the people that you're comfortable with and with the people that you really love to spend time with.
I actually have a different experience, but that might just be because I have interacted with far less people than Carson has because I'm far newer. But so far, the classes that I've taken with the Rose, I've only really ever had one other fellow Rose person in my classes with me. So it's definitely a way that you can also, on top of getting closer to the people you already know from Brigade, you can also meet new people and form new bonds with other people as well.
I love that. Very cool. And yes, and I think it does kind of depend on we do have just a plethora of classes. So you really can find something for any kind of fit and any kind of schedule, which is super cool. Yeah. So this has been really, really great kind of talking to you guys about what Brigade is like and what you love about it. And I would just love to just hear any advice or parting thoughts you might have for anybody who's out there still thinking about whether or not they want to start Brigade or whether or not they want to start classes with the Rose. What would you say, just kind of as the last kind of thoughts here?
Really just go for it because it's such an amazing experience that really you don't know what you're getting into until you're all the way in, and it's kind of your life, it's your group, it's what you love to do with the people that you love, and just really, yeah, just go for it.
I would also say go for it because it's better you try it and decide that it's not for you than you always spend the rest of your life wondering, I wonder if I would have liked that thing. So if you're considering taking Brigade, you probably definitely should because, well, we'd be happy to have you.
For sure.
Awesome. That is awesome. And then just shout out to your choreographers who choreographs Brigade for you guys.
We have 3 pretty much main directors. We've got Sue, who does all of our dances. We've got Jerry, who does all of our music. And we have Brian, who does all of our acting and blocking. And they're all such amazing people to work with. And they're really just such fun.
Awesome. Perfect. And if you want to know more about Brigade or you want to learn more about any of those teachers, any classes at the Rose, you can find all of that online at www.rosetheater.org. And you can click on our classes and camps page. I want to thank you guys so much for taking some time to come on with us. I know that students are some of the busiest people in the world, so we super appreciate you taking a little time with us today. And we hope to see you on our stage very soon during a Brigade performance.
Thank you
for having us.
Thank you for having us. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye.